Just like that. Just like that. Like that. Yo.
Yo,
What's up, man?
how you doing?
I'm good. I have feedback. I hear myself talking back to me. Wait, check.
Hello.
Check. Okay, it's gone. It's
Yeah.
gone. Yeah. No, I was just meeting with my friend who lives in Berlin. He's a on-set sound recordist. Our age. Amazing person. He's the person that I started writing our, because it's his as much as mine, our boom operators masterclass.
Ah, nice. Cool.
He would also be a part of this project in a lot of ways that if you have time at the moment, I would love to discuss with you as well.
Yes, I have semi time. I mean, I'm here, but I'm also watching the markets if that's okay.
Oh yeah, of course. Make that money, man. Make bank. This is exactly what we're talking about, though, which is appropriate that you're watching the markets at the moment, because what we're talking about is this. We're gonna get into it, bro. This is a business conversation, with no pressure. I'd like to add, absolutely no pressure whatsoever. As I said before, it's just about express consent and all of that kind of stuff, not commitment or anything yet. That'll come later. So the first thing that would be a no pressure expressed consent sort of situation is asking for your consent to I'll explain it in a different way. So what I basically started, because now I'm in Berlin, yesterday my company co-founder and I decided that we're going to start recording our phone calls. Okay. So if you digest that one point, I'll move on to the next one.
I mean, I would like to know why.
Yes, exactly. So the why is with this project. So there's Zugzwang. Now Zugzwang is a script. As you read it, you're like, okay, this is a great script. Cool, I can get behind it. I see some options for it, whatever. But ultimately, you're like, this is cool. Cool. So what we have with Zugzwang is the opportunity to use Zugzwang for the reasons that we want. Those reasons would be kind of like what I wrote you about before, which is if I can get a project funded that allows your wife and your son to be on set and you to only work an 8-hour day at the most with no fucking overtime, and you get to spend time with your family, then that's what I'm working for. Because you're not the only one. I've got a bunch of people at the moment, including my co-founder who has a baby that just came that wants daddy. Like, fucking wants daddy around, wants to see his face, wants to be a part of his life, and wants nothing but to be a part of his son's life. So
Yes.
if that presses the point of it's not just me saying I want the opportunity for family to be on set, it's also
Yeah.
saying I want to create a project where I can have my family on set.
Yeah.
So now it has the experience of going to school for business. He's someone who's studied how to make a company. He's, I think, done a couple already. I need to ask him that, actually. But anyways, besides the point. So the next point of why being why we're recording phone calls and stuff is that part of what we're going to use Zugzwang for is the creation of a new set department. So like grip, lighting, camera, all of that, we're going to create a new one. The new one is the Paparazzi division, or the Paparazzi department.
Okay.
It's just kind of a cool name at the moment, but this is going in the direction of why are we recording things? So what the Paparazzi does is now, which is why we're recording now, starting from day one, we are recording the entire process, from financing to pre-production to production to post-production to the premiere. Everything gets recorded for the purpose of people pay to watch what we're doing.
Why would they want to do that?
So, because it's already been done and people have shown that they want to watch it. I'll put it this way. There's a series that I worked on in Hamburg 2 months ago. No, not 2 months ago. 3 years ago. Sorry. 3 years ago. Basically, the NDA that they had was you can post anything you want to social media as long as it doesn't give away plot points.
Yeah.
Anything you want.
Yeah.
So this was the first project I was on where everybody had the freedom to do everything that they already do anyways when they're not working, which is social media shit, social media shit, social media shit. But they get to show everyone, I enjoy being on a film set. And this is what the fuck I'm doing. And here's the crazy, stupid prank that we decided to pull on the director and all of that kind of shit. Make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're doing is why not make a department for that? So we have control over it. And then on top of that, we say everyone can do that anyways. But with that department, you have a director of that department. You have a camera operator for that department. You have sound for that department. And their purpose, their sole purpose, is to create the largest amount of behind-the-scenes footage that's ever been created, basically, for any film. Make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I understand it.
So, 1 second. Gotta light the cigarette again. So, ah, shit. Dead air, dead air, dead air. Ah. So, have you ever heard of Andrew Callahan and Channel 5 News?
No.
Okay. So Andrew Callahan is, I think, about 27. He lives in the United States. He started off doing Instagram journalism. He just got out of college. He was working in New Orleans. He was working in like the thick of crazy fucking New Orleans and decided, oh, I'm a door guy. I'm just going to start doing interviews with people and see what the fuck they say. He called it French Quarter Confessions or something like that. A company sees what he's doing. They offer him a package of buying him, basically, of like, we like what you're doing and we want to make it bigger. We're going to give you a salary of like 45 grand a year, and we're going to buy you an RV so you don't have to stay in just Louisiana. You can travel wherever the fuck, do whatever the fuck you want, and we're going to pay for a crew. So you don't have to just do it by yourself. You can do everything you want to do right now, but bigger and better. Make sense?
I mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Okay, I'm just checking in because it's going to get overwhelming, or it might get overwhelming. So he works with this company. Part of what this company does is that, do you know what Patreon is?
Of course.
Okay, so with Patreon, they set up a Patreon account, which means that people can subscribe and they pay for Andrew to do what he's doing. Even though they're already paying him, they're getting more income coming in through that. So people, everyone that's been following in all of that, blah, 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 they start paying. They start paying, they start paying, they start paying. He sees the numbers that are coming in. So Andrew sees the numbers that are coming in and says, oh, fuck, I just got a shit deal. Because what I got is 20% and everything else goes through the company. Whatever sponsorships, everything, basically, I'm fucked. And they are taking advantage of me.
Yeah.
So he tries to renegotiate. Says basically that, like, hey, I can see the amount of money that's coming in, and I could do even more with getting paid more. I would like you guys to renegotiate, pay me more, blah, blah, blah. So they fire his crew, and they threaten him with being fired if he doesn't upload something within a month. He quits. Says, fuck you guys. I'll just do it myself because I already know how to do it. I'm already doing it anyways. I edit everything myself. I shoot everything myself. You guys are just getting paid for all the work that I'm doing. Peace. I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
Yes.
So he takes that and turns it into, he gets millions of followers on YouTube without paying, but that immediately refers them back to his Patreon, which means that there are people that are paying. and they've paid enough through the course of the last years to the point where he funds his family, he supports his family, his crew, their families, and then on top of that, he's made 2 movies, all documentary based. The first one was with HBO and A24. The second one he decided to do independently, not because he burned any bridges or anything went bad with HBO, just that he felt like doing it 100% independently, outside of studio, blah, blah, blah. That is the one that he just finished touring right now. Basically, what he did when he finished it was, I'm going to put the word out to everyone on YouTube, whether they're paying or not, Patreon, all of it, that I'm putting together 38 tour dates. So 38 premieres for the film across the United States and Canada.
What's his name again?
Andrew Callahan. Callahan is spelled Irish, so it's Andrew and then Calla.
Callahan. Yeah, I know.
Ghan. So
I don't know.
So he does a lot of amazing documentary shit, to the point of the last documentary that was the newest one that I saw from him was, I think, about an hour or something, maybe a little bit longer, where he basically spent a couple months in the tunnels under Las Vegas where there is a large homeless population.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Exactly. So he's doing this tour. And basically what he's doing with this tour is, it has a purpose, that he hasn't released it to the public. The only way that they can see it is to pay to come to the tour. So that's, for one, good business. It's more money coming in. But 2, he sits there in the audience, watches the audience reaction, and then re-edits it before the next tour date. So he does 38 premieres where he re-edits every time based on crowd reaction. And then when it goes public, he's done 38 test runs before it now goes out on HBO for streaming.
I mean, but it also depends, like, for example, in the States, it's like the states are very different.
Yeah.
Like Arizona, the crowd is different than the New York crowd. Like,
Yep.
how are you going to do that? I don't really understand.
Well, doing it is just based on, it's going to be shown to everybody anyways. So why not get all of the reactions, then make my decisions based on those reactions? So if I feel like it hit harder for this and I care more about New York, then I'm going to edit heavier for New York than I would for Arizona, because nobody showed up to the tour date in Arizona, and blah, 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 or anything like that. It like just gives you all of the power to make the decisions. And then if you got a great crowd reaction in Arizona, but you move on to Washington and then it just fails, you can be like, oh, fuck, I can backtrack for the next tour date, re-edit, start over, and do it all again. So it's like 38 different test runs where you see exactly what's happening on how it's being received.
Yeah.
So anyways, to the point, but also besides the point. So what I'm getting at is, with Andrew Callahan, it's a proven business model that he's been able to do. It's not something that everybody's doing, but it's a proven business model that people like seeing the straight shit of. It's unbiased news. It's him just interviewing people. They tell their own stories. And that means with the Paparazzi division, you have the exact same situation, just with a film set, and people get to watch a film get made when they would never be able to do it because they don't work on a film set.
Yes, but my question is this Andrew guy.
Yep.
He built his audience over time.
Yes.
And he got an audience over time.
Yep.
That's a big factor. So I don't know how
It's a massive
this applies
factor
to this concept.
So
I don't
how it applies to this concept is outreach. So because we're already starting, it means that anyone we approach for, would you like to do a podcast episode? Or would you like to invest? Anywhere between that is, you can now watch every conversation that we've had with everybody else who's willing to have their face on camera, basically. And whether that's them rejecting it or them saying yes, whether that's investing or just saying, I want to have a great conversation about your idea, they see the everything. So an investor can say, well, I want to know what you're saying to other people, and they can watch exactly what deals you made with everybody. So they can say, oh, I either trust this person or I don't. Makes sense?